Hello, and welcome to the first episode of Bow Motion Yoga, where we focus on all things meditation, mindfulness, and of course, yoga. For today's sequence, we're going to be focusing on very beginner-friendly poses. And later on down the line, as we get the ball rolling, I'll introduce some yogic philosophy, some breath work, some movement exercises, and even some longer sequencing like power flow, vinyasa, hatha, and yin, my favorite. Today, we're going to want a mat. If you don't have a mat, carpet is totally fine. Or if you're feeling it, hardwood. And a pillow. So when you're ready, go ahead and grab those things and meet me in a seated position. Once here, we're going to be placing our hands on our knees or letting our hands hang off of our knees like this, or I like to do the palms of my hands facing towards the sky. And we're just going to take some deep breaths into the nose and exhales out the mouth. So follow along with me. Deep breath in, out through the mouth. Another deep breath into the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Deep breath into the nose. Out through the mouth. Into the nose. Out through the mouth. And one more deep breath into the nose and out to the mouth. Keeping your eyes shut here or allowing your gaze to soften if it feels good to you. And just paying attention to the body. Dropping your shoulders away from the ears, lengthening the spine. Softening to the chest. Just bringing awareness to your body here. Any sensations that might be showing up, maybe in the hips, maybe in the knees, the wrists, just observing. And now taking one more deep breath into the nose and a clearing breath out. And we're going to start today's sequence on all fours position. So go ahead and find your way to your mat and place your hands underneath your shoulders here and your knees underneath your hips. Keeping a straight and neutral spine. Spreading the fingers out wide on the mat and pressing through the base of the palm here. Just taking a couple breaths here, feeling a slight engaging in the core and having awareness of your spine here, like you could place a glass of water on it. Deep inhales and exhales. We want it to feel like there's a line coming from the base of our spine all the way through the top of our head. Now from here, we're going to go into gentle cat-cow. So on the inhale, we're going to drop our belly, bring our gaze up to the ceiling, and look all the way up there. And on the exhale, we're going to bring the navel in towards the spine, rounding the spine, and bringing the chin towards the chest. Inhale, dropping the belly, looking up to the ceiling. Exhale, rounding the spine, tucking the navel and chin to chest. Let's do a couple more of those. Inhale, drop the belly. And exhale, rounding the spine, bringing the navel towards the inside part of the back spine. Exhale, dropping the belly. Or inhale, dropping the belly, looking up. And exhale, rounding the spine. Now coming back to a neutral position and tucking the toes here. Placing your hands about a hand distance out in front of you, just a little bit more than what you already have. We're going to come into a downward facing dog now. What's really important here is that we're pushing through the base of our palms. We're leading with the butt up to the ceiling, keeping our knees bent and our heels off of the ground to start. A common mistake that we see here is people automatically go to straightening their legs and focusing on that. So what we want to do is push through the base of our palms, bringing the butt up towards the ceiling, keeping the knees slightly bent, and then at your own degree, slowly lowering the heels down. Maybe your heels don't even touch. Maybe you're here all day. And by all day, I just mean that that's the most comfortable to you. Taking a few deep breaths in here. And if you want, you can pedal it out. Tapping each heel to the ground. And now, if your knees aren't bent already, go ahead, bend your knees. Lift your heels. And now we're going to swing the body forward and come into a plank position. And then slowly lower ourselves all the way down to the mat. Untucking the toes here. Keeping the hands up near the shoulders here. Taking a deep breath in. We're going to slowly and gently bend the back spine for baby cobra. Looking straight ahead. And exhale, coming down. Inhale, pushing up. And exhale, coming down. A couple more of those. Maybe you go up a little higher every time. Inhale, coming up. And exhale, coming down. Just warming up your spine here. Inhale, coming up. And exhale, coming down. Great job. Now from here, we're going to push back up to tabletop position, but we're actually going to push through tabletop. So push up and then coming all the way back, bringing your butt to your heels here, pushing through the base of your palms and reaching and pushing with your hands at the same time while you allow your head, your forehead to come down and kiss the mat. Some people like to do this is called child's pose. Some people like to do their child's pose with their knees a little closer together and reaching forward like this. I like to have mine a little further apart, stretch a bit more into my hip flexors. This pose is great to return to throughout any yoga practice if you're feeling a little overwhelmed, overworked, or just like you're pushing your edges and you need a little grounding. I always say in my classes, this is your safe space. Child's pose. Taking a couple more deep breaths in. Exhaling. Deep breath in. And exhaling. If you want here, you can grab your pillow and you can place it in between your legs. for added support. And you can allow your head to just rest on the pillow if it's just a little too intense for you. That way you get a little support on your lower belly, kind of on your sacrum area, and on your chest and your head. So it's not as much of a stretch. Taking one more deep inhale. And exhale. Great job. Slowly pushing yourself up now. And from here, we're going to find our way to a seated position in the center of our mat with our feet out in front of us. We're going to go into a left and right leg extension and a seated forward fold. So to start, we're going to take our right foot, the base of our right foot, and place it on the inside of our left thigh. I like to tap my knee here and just kind of remind it to go towards the earth, but not really focusing on pushing it down, you know. Once you're here, lengthening the spine, taking a deep breath in, reaching your arms up to the sky, and on the exhale, we're going to bend from the hips, lead with the chest, and reach forward. It's okay if you only come to here, 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 whatever feels good, even if you just need to support yourself on the mat. So reaching forward, returning to breath. The stretch is not the goal here. Stretch is just one of the outcomes. With each exhale, just focus on softening a little bit more. And one more deep breath in and out. On that exhale, releasing the hands, placing them on the mat, and slowly pushing yourself up. Now we're going to do that same thing on the other side. So bringing your right leg out in front of you and the base of your left foot to the inside of your right thigh. I'm a little tighter on my left side, so I find myself needing to adjust a little bit as I go into this side. Remember, you are perfect exactly where you are. This is not about pushing yourself into the posture. It's about honoring your body where you're at. So when you're ready, tapping that left knee, directing that energy into the earth, taking an inhale, reaching up towards the sky, and on the exhale, bending from the hips, slowly folding forward. Again, hands on the ground, hands on the calf, ankle, or the foot, whatever feels best here. Most of us have a tighter side. Again, returning to breath. Deep breaths in through the nose. And softening on the exhale. Take 2 more deep breaths in and out. In and out. On the exhale, slowly releasing the hands, pushing yourself up. And now bringing both legs long out in front of you. And we're going to go into a seated forward fold here. What's really important in these seated forward folding positions, like the right and left leg extension and the seated forward fold, is that we're not rounding our spine like this. We're actually doing our very best to bend from the hips and kind of lead with your chest on the way down, reaching forward, but allowing gravity to do a lot of the work. So here, taking a deep breath in, reaching up to the sky. And on the exhale, bending from the hips, slowly folding forward. Again, grabbing your pillow if it feels good to you, more supportive. And you can just kind of squeeze it towards you. If you don't want to do it with the pillow, you can grab your thighs, your calves, your ankles, or your feet. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. With every exhale, focus on releasing something that you no longer want to allow in your energy, in your body, in your space. Deep breath in and exhale, release. One more deep breath in. And exhale, releasing the hands, slowly pushing yourself up. And after that, I like to tap the backs of my knees to the mat. Just create like a little bit of circulation in the hips, in the knees here. We just did a lot of forward folding. Once you feel complete with that, go ahead and just meet me in the center of your mat, in the seated position, maybe sitting on your pillow if it feels more supportive to you, or even sit on your knees. Once we're here, now just paying attention to our bodies. Paying attention to the effects that those simple little movements have on us. Any sensations in the body that were there before that may not be there anymore. Or maybe they're a little louder. Just listening. The body speaks to us every single day. And the more that we can attune ourselves with its whispers, the easier practices like this become. When you feel ready, bringing your hands to touch out in front of you and bringing them to your heart center, taking a deep breath in, sighing on your exhale. And from here, we're going to set a Sankalpa, a heart's intention. So what would you like your heart's intention to be for the rest of your day, for your night, for the week ahead, the year ahead, whatever it is? Allow that message to come through. Allow that intention to be set. Taking a deep breath into that intention. And on the exhale, releasing the palms, releasing the intention to the universe, and trusting that in divine timing, it will all come true. Thank you so much for joining me for the first class of Bow Motion Yoga. I so look forward to continuing on this journey with all of you guys. Please, if you can, take a moment to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification buttons so you can stay up to date with me. I send you so much love from my heart, Best wishes, and I'll see you next time. Namaste.